Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally doesn't work. And let's get open for business here. We just got finished our live stream and checking all of the news wires out there, scanning for the latest on the Dallas Cowboys. And get ready for this, guys, because we're only 2 days away from Cowboys heading to Oxnard for training camp. There's always going to be news breaking, and here at the Jobu Sports Report, we're going to be bringing it to you. Interesting report out of the story that just will not die. It is the Earl Thomas talk. I, for one, have been saying all along that I believe that Earl Thomas will be a Dallas Cowboy player, regardless of how the reports keep changing around on a daily basis. We've heard that, of course, the Seattle Seahawks want Earl Thomas and have a long-term contract. We heard that Earl Thomas was going to be there for voluntary workouts. Didn't show up. We heard he was going to be there for mini camp and not get fined, and he didn't show up. And here we are, 2 days away from training camp starting for the Seattle Seahawks, and yet nobody knows if he's going to show up. We had reports from Brian Broda saying that the Cowboys has, he believes, a second-round offer into the Seattle Seahawks, but they weren't answering the phone calls. Then we heard this week that all of the Earl Thomas talk is just that, media hype and talk, even though Earl Thomas has been the one out there putting it, saying, I want to get paid or trade me. I don't know about that being media hype, because that's the player himself that's saying, please release me, let me go. And now we're having a report that is out by, let me pull it up, by a Miss Anderson saying, regarding Earl Thomas, was told tonight the Seahawks are still asking for a really high price in any trade feelers with the Dallas Cowboys. Discussions have been taking place post-draft, though. Here's what we know. The Seattle Seahawks and Dallas Cowboys have been talking quite a while back and forth about Earl Thomas. We heard originally that the Seattle Seahawks wanted a first-round pick. Then we heard a bogus saying that they wanted not only a first, but they also wanted a third. So it's like, wait. You mean the price went up? Okay, which Mike Fisher basically pounded out and said, no, you didn't go up on the offer. We know that during the draft, a second-round draft pick would have worked, but the Cowboys decided to take Connor Williams, which I think was actually a smart play. The third round came around, and they were offering the third-round pick, but decided to take Michael Gallup. Again, I think another good move. And since then, we hadn't heard anything about that. So this is the first that we've actually heard that they have talked since the draft, where they definitely could have made a move. And I'm quite frankly glad they didn't overpay. So here's the thing. You can ask for anything you want. The question is, what is the market going to bear? You might want 2 number ones for him, but that doesn't mean you're going to get them. At some point, you have to kind of say, cut your losses and take what you can get. In our live stream, I described it as this. The cap hit right now for Earl Thomas is $10.4 million. His actual salary is $8.5 million. They have about $10 million in cap room, and Earl Thomas is the 4th highest paid player, cap hit on their salary. They have several players that they need to lock up in long-term deals. If they trade Earl Thomas, that's going to free up that $10.4 million on the cap and will enable them to be able to take care of some of those deals. And if they can get a third or a second round, and I think it might take a second round to get this deal done, they take that second round, they've got extra cash, they've got a player that they can get next year because they need definitely draft picks and they need more bodies. And they can get rid of an off-the-field distraction. From that standpoint, it makes a lot of sense if you're the Seattle Seahawks. On keeping him, if you have a disgruntled player that you're paying $10.4 million to, that you know you're not going to get anything for at the end of the year, You look at that and say, disgruntled player, $10.5 million, going to be gone at the end of the season. Versus, I can save $10.5 million, I can get a draft pick, and I don't have the off-field distractions. To me, it makes sense, Seattle, to make that move. We'll see if it happens. I'm Mark Holmes, and I need to get to bed because I got to get to work tomorrow. I'll see you guys soon.